Alright guys, we're back. What I want to take and show you guys here is how to take this object and make it into a toolpath, because we're going to need both of those in order to actually turn it in. So what we're going to do is go up here to Machine. Now this is with our object selected. We're going to go up here to Machine and we're going to create a toolpath. Now there's lots of different options in here. We have the drill stuff, which we actually don't need, so we're not going to worry about for now. We have fill, which we actually do not have the setup for that, so we're not going to be worrying about it. We have online, male, and female. This is how this object is going to be cut, and it depends on what side of the object do you need. So if we have online, then how this actually works is it takes and cuts directly on the lines of the edges of the object. If we have a male object, then it cuts just on the outside of the line. If we have a female object, it cuts just on the inside of the line. Now we do this for various reasons. Either one, it's an online, which normally means you need both parts. You have a male, which means you need the part that we actually created here, or we need a female, which means we need the blank from the outside of the material out here. For this, I want the smiley face, so we're going to do a male object. Now it does have default materials in here. This isn't very critical at the moment, so we're not going to worry about it. We'll just select 3 inches. Basic cut, we want to make sure that this says plasma, climbing, and sharp. And then we want to do a lead in, and we don't really need a lead out. Now what a lead in, lead out, I'll take and show you guys this in just a second of what it looks like, but there's a few different options. You could either take and do online, line, or arc. I like the arc. And I like to do 0.120. Now I do that because that is a number that I completely made up off the top of my head, and I like it, so there we go. We can also adjust the start point if we want, of where I want to start cutting my object. I'm going to say down here in the bottom left corner, and I'm going to hit OK. We have our smiley face here, and you may or may not be able to see, but it actually has some extra lines in here now. And those are the toolpath. So what we're going to do is select these 2 little buttons up here. We have our purple one, and we have our blue one. If we click our purple one, this shows us just our toolpath. We're going to grab that toolpath and just slide it over. Then we're going to have this button that shows toolpaths and other various objects. Now we can see both. So this right here is our object, and this is the toolpath that we created with our object. Now with this, if we zoom in here, this is basically just going to show us how this is going to be cut. Because if we look at this object, it says, okay, there's no material here and there's material over here. But I don't see how to do that. There's no instructions on how to actually cut that. So if we look over here, these are the instructions of how to actually cut. We're going to start on this lead in, because it's what your lead in looks like. Starts outside, cuts in, cuts the circle, and then it's done. And then it goes to the next one. Cut that one, done. Now these little lead-ins here are starting points. We can actually adjust these. So if we double click on this object, it gives us a warning, but we'll say yes. We could actually go up here. There's lots of various settings on here, but really what we're looking at is the starting point. So I can click on the starting point, and then I can click on that and kind of adjust to where I want the plasma cutter to actually start. So down here, you know, I don't want it to start here, I want it to start over there. So I'm going to move that lead in over there. On the eyes, that's probably fine. We'll hit apply, and you can see our starting points here, our lead ins, have been moved. So how this is going to work is that it's going to take and start with the torch down here. It's going to move up, probably cut the inside pieces first, so it'll probably come and cut this eye, then it'll cut the other eye, then it'll cut the mouth, and then it'll come in here and it'll cut the outside. And then it'll go back to 0, 0. So when you guys take and turn this in, this is what I want. I want both of these. I need the object that you actually want, and I need a toolpath to match it. Now what we're going to do, guys, here is go up to File, and we're going to go to Save As. We need to take and save this object. I'm just going to save this to my desktop here, and I've created several of these at this point, so I'm going to call this Smile 3. We're just going to save this as an educational drawing, which is an EDU file. Now once we've saved this, and it doesn't really matter what computer you save it on, because what we're going to do is flip over here to Chrome, and what I have is the 2122 welding files drive opened up here in Google Drive. And as you guys can see, there's a whole bunch of different folders in here. Now you guys would select whatever one is relevant to you, but I'm going to take and select Reese, as that's me. And you can see my other various files in here. Now I do have some other various folders. I've got some old files, a whole bunch of various files from previous years and stuff that we've done. We'll go back to mine. So in here, now you guys don't have to take and make a folder if you don't want to, but what I want you guys to do is to simply just upload the file into here. So I'm actually going to grab this off screen. I think that'll just be easiest for me. And I'm just going to grab this Smile 3, drag and drop it right in here, and then it's going to upload it to it. You guys can see my Smile 3 EDU file is right here. Now once you guys have this in here, it's turned in. You're done. You're good. Let's say here that you guys need to take and do a modification. So if I need to come in here and I need to adjust something on this file, then you guys are going to have to come back, save as again, label it again, we'll call this 3.5 or 3.1. I think that's more appropriate. This will be Smile 3.1. Oh, I don't think it'll let me do it. 3-1. There we go. So 3-1. And then I can take and grab that file and re-upload it here. And there we go, 3-1. Anytime you guys need to make an adjustment to a file, you'll have to re-upload the new file. You guys do not have rights to delete files. So once you've uploaded it in here, it's in here. Okay? So if you guys need to delete one of these files in here, just let me know and I'll delete it for you. All right, guys, this right here is where you're going to take and turn it in. You guys should have, all of you should have access to the 2122 welding files drive. Make sure that you guys get your files in here so that I can actually grade them. All right, guys, so that's your first assignment in this software. If you guys have any questions, you can always take and ask. Feel free to ask me whatever questions you guys want with this. Let me know. We'll see you guys.